All right, so The Last of Us was patched yesterday on Steam, and they say that they fixed a lot of issues with the game, a lot of bugs. There's a big list, and I wanted to try if this fix is um, is better and makes it work on low-end hardware. So this is the 1660 Ti with the Core i7 ninth gen, and this is using 1440p. Let me just go to the settings. Probably 1440p. Yes, 1440p on performance mode. So let me just disable uh, FSR and see what 1440p gives me. Or like, let me do 1080p first. Let me do 1080p. It's gonna be CPU bound because this CPU is even though it's like a good pair with this GPU. For this game is not good. So this is 1080p native. It looks a lot worse than just like 1440p. Let me check that if it's like really native and I'm not tripping or something. Yeah, it's like 1080p native, and the graphics are like mixed between medium, high, and low. So some CPU loads I did. If it's like a CPU heavy, I just turn it off, or if it's like if it has low as the lowest, I keep it low. But if it's GPU heavy, I increase it a little bit because I am CPU bound on this game. So 1080p looks a lot worse than 1440p with FSR. I have no idea why, but it's giving me the same kind of performance on 1080p native. This is in the water, and it's not dropping the FPS that much. But I think if I jump in the water, it's gonna drop. I did not drop it. If I dive, I get a lot more FPS because there's not much details to be drawn on the screen. So the GPU gets a break. So the water does not affect the GPU that much, and I'm using like real-time reflections on the low settings, but it's like there is a little bit of ray trace reflections, if you would say, because this it's not hardware ray tracing, but it's software ray tracing because it's real-time reflections, and it is performing very well. So, but I would like it to look a lot better. That's why I went to 1440p. Even though I am beyond my VRAM limitation, I do not see a problem in running the game, except for like a few hitches here and there when it loads something. But that's not because of the it's saying please wait now. I have no idea why. That's not because of the 1440p resolution, but because of the CPU. The CPU is for this game. This CPU is weak. Um, Probably the lowest CPU that you can use with this game is 10th gen or like 11th gen, but this CPU is just not good. This is a 6-core CPU, and now I can see like it's a lot better, but it's giving me like 30 FPS. Probably is gonna drop to the 30s when I get closer to the water. I just like, what did I do? All right, so here's back. Let me reset those 100% lows. The 100% lows are not that bad, considering like it's a 30 FPS. But like here in the grass, it dropped from like 50s to like, oh no, it's good, it's good. I did not drop it. I dropped because I used the 1440p. Let me just go use some DLSS. I'm gonna use DLSS or FSR. This GPU does not have DLSS. I'm gonna use FSR, and if you ever hear me say DLSS, I mean the FSR, and I'm used to saying DLSS. So DLSS quality or FSR quality gives me a big bump in performance, like in the 49 high 40s from like high 30s to high 40s, so like 10, approximately 10 FPS. But even that, looking in the water, it's just like drops the FPS to the 30s again because the water takes a toll on the GPU.
It's too small of a grave.
Forgot to leave that stupid rope on
Ellie,
his grave. What
I
should
don't
I
know
do?
where she was.
Ellie,
What? I
Why
wanna
didn't
talk
it not
about
let
it.
me
No.
jump?
Why not?
how many times do we need to go over this? Things happen, and we move on.
It's just
That's enough.
They're not letting me until probably they finish the conversation. Yeah,
Let's get to
so they
Thomas.
did not let me jump over that tree. And As you can see, dropped to the 30s again. But still, the GPU is still on 100%. It is still GPU bound. And this game, if you want to use it with 1660 Ti, I'll probably say you have to use an i9 probably, or like if it's the same generation, use an i9. If it's not the same generation, you have to use an i7 like 13, not 13, but like 11th, and i5 12600 instead of this GPU. This GPU is good pair with this. I mean, this CPU is a good pair with this GPU, but it's not good in this game. This game is so CPU intensive. I have no idea why. And they did not fix that. They said that they fixed the CPU performance in this patch, but it's still not fixed. It's still like, this is a 6-core CPU and it's using probably all of its cores right now. Let me just go, not extras, let me just go to the options, do DLSS performance. In this area, we'll still have grass. Alright, so it's DLSS performance did not give me a lot more of FPS. Quality gave me a lot more, but performance did not. I have no idea why. But as you can see, the GPU load is lowering sometimes, and the CPU load goes up because when I do DLSS, it lowers the resolution. It becomes CPU bound instead of GPU bound. All right, so this is still on DLSS performance. I mean FSR performance, but it's dropping to the 30s inside here. I think it's because of people.
No way.
I'm not sure.
You guys have horses.
We got a whole lot of them.
Hey, Tommy, give me a hand.
I think it's gonna become much more easier on the GPU when we're like inside here.
Of course.
He likes when you cut his ears. You ever ride one?
I actually have.
When have you ridden a horse?
Winston, this soldier back in the zone.
Wow, this
You know, if you want, we can take him riding.
it looks bad when I turn on the flashlight. It looks pixelated. Let me just put it back to where did that go? Let me put it back to the FSR quality instead of performance. And behold the 20 FPS mark. Alright, so it's still 30s. It's not high 30s, but it's like low 30s, but it's still 30s.
No sweat.
And those 100% lows were horrible, probably because of the hitching that when I was loading this area.
Earl?
Yeah?
Why are you here?
And it still hitches even, wow.
Still waiting on Hal
It
and the
dropped.
rest of the boys to relieve me.
The GPU is to 0.
You know, we'll be fine. Just go home to your family.
It's just a couple more hours, I'll tell
Well, this looks better with FSR quality. It looks better than a pixelated mess. Alright, let's go inside. I think the FPS is gonna go up.
Maria,
Yeah,
Or
for it.
we're
not.
in the control room. Steve's about to start it back up.
Seems
Wanna
like
come
going
check
to
it
the
out?
40s. Oh, so it's gonna go up.
With Ellie.
It's my turn anyway. I'll go.
I'll come with you. Go with Maria. Put some food in you.
Joel?
The GPU usage is fluctuating because I don't know. Probably the cinematic takes a toll on the CPU. I have no idea. Probably.
Stand by.
This will be the 6th time of them trying to get the turbines back online.
Yeah, and here on the inside it's like
Just a week.
GPU bound, but it's still in the 30s. High 30s, mind you, not like the outside of 31. And now it's like in the 40s.
I got something for you.
So the inside is easier on the GPU, that's why it renders it real easy. But the outside is, even though like looking this spot because it has grass, it drops the GPU load. I mean, it drops the GPU. It drops the FPS, not the GPU, to like 30s. Wow, I had the 60 for the first time. 60 FPS on 1440p quality.
I'm good.
70 FPS. Well,
I mean,
not quite because it's like not rendering anything, just like a picture. It dropped to the 40s right back.
Tommy, I need to talk to you. Privately.
I think what they fixed is like
let me just check on my guy.
some bugs, but they did not fix the performance. They said that they fixed the performance, but I don't see any difference between now and what it was before. It's still dropping FPS. Still, even though the GPU load is not dropping, it drops FPS at 30 sometimes. Just looking at the grass, and now it hitched. Those hitches, they're not gonna go anytime soon, I think. just go inside here, see what they have. Let me steal their stuff. Oh, ammo. I don't need ammo to be honest because I have infinite ammo. But hey, if I find something, I'm taking it.
I don't know what you heard, but you should see the town. We're over 20 families strong now. It was Maria and her father. They set up
And now
a
because of the
town
water,
outside
it's a
the train.
stuttery mess. Wow, I can feel the stutters.
Remember how we thought no
When
one
I
would
move the
last?
camera, I can feel it. It's just because of the water and the grass, the trees, and everything else in here, except for Joel.
On the perimeter, we even got an electrified fence when the
But mainly because of the water. The water is the most intensive thing on the GPU to load, or like to render.
world we live in.
Or maybe you don't have to be.
You sound
Stop him! Don't let him into the building!
Alright, so this is like a little bit of action going on here. And I don't see the FPS dropping from like 30s. It's still doing good. But because of the low FPS, I am a bad gamer. Just go up. And it's still hitching a little bit. It just hitch. I don't know why. See those hitches? I have no idea why they happen. The GPU is still like being used. Sometimes it hitches because the GPU load is down to 0, but when the GPU load is still up to 100, I don't know what happens when it hitches. And even the CPU doesn't go like to 100% to make that explain the hitch. And there's one more. Yep, it's right here. Let me reload. Oh, how did he get me? All right.
You guys see anything? We got him. Let's get to the bridge.
Tommy! Bandits! They're breaking into the building!
Can you get out of there?
No, we're trapped.
We're gonna come to you. Just
They're here! Ellie, hide!
Maria. God damn it.
You're outside against the forest. How did you just come here? I was here before you. These stupid AI. I'm gonna use this gun. It's still coming out. I did not let him finish that sentence. It was gonna say you're gonna pay for that. I did not let him finish it. Wow. It drops sometimes and I feel it and I cannot aim when it drops. How that was a headshot. I just want to go to him, like straight to him and slam him with a hammer, but I don't have a hammer. It's all of them. Okay, come open the door. Joel is, I don't know.
Get to the girls. Right behind
Why did he open that?
you. Hear him? Over there.
I have no idea why Joel did not open the door, but hey, the game goes like this. And the FPS is dropped to 25 FPS in this spot. That's so horrible. And I was able to see it because it was like so damn slow. He hit me right. Oh, they killed me. All right, I'll take it. I did not heal. It was my fault. All right, so this was me like testing the new patch. I'm gonna be testing it on the other GPUs probably today, and I'm releasing the videos today. But all in all, it's still like not a good game to play right now with low-end GPU. This game is like very intensive on GPUs. It listed like 2060 as it's like low recommended 720p. I have no idea what it was, but this is a 1660 Ti, which is better than 1060, and still not doing that great. It sometimes it drops to the 20s, sometimes it just drops to 0 because the GPU load goes to 0 too. I have no idea why that happens, but it happens. I'm gonna be trying on a 3090 Ti and a 4090 and see how it runs. All right, guys, see you later.